Welcome to USMLE SARTI. We are committed to empowering IMGs. We're excited to guide you on your match journey. Don't forget to click subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified whenever we add new content. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter for the latest tips and tricks regarding everything USMLE. Now, let's dive into it.
Welcome everyone to this webinar from our team. And today's discussion is all about research and how research can help you match. We are expecting Dr. Weissman to join us very, very soon. But before that, we have a very special guest, our former student, Dr. Paranjyoti Rao, who actually is an old YOG, and he matched at the same program. So we wanted to get his thoughts on his journey and how research was helpful. And then looks like Dr. Weissman is also joining. So let's first go to Dr. Paranjyoti. So Paran, why don't you introduce yourself, and then we go from there.
Yeah, sure. First of all, welcome everyone. Hi. My name is Dr. Paranjyoti Rao, and my background is basically I graduated from India, and it's a long journey. I'm a 10-year plus old year of graduation, and I had a long journey. First, after graduating, I worked in India for a couple of years, and then I went on to do my cardiology in Armenia. Then I did some couple of rotations in the US, and I applied at the time. I didn't do any research or anything, but it didn't work out. Then I worked a couple of years in Jamaica, and since I was not getting any matches, so I went on to go for my plan B, like UK, where I did my MRCP and MRCGP. And then I came across SARTI, where I joined as a platinum member, and also I took a combo where they were offering nice in-person rotations as well as including research. That changed my profile completely, especially when I was working closely with Dr. Weissman and his team, and we collaborated, and we managed to publish one paper, and that was very good. That boosted my application, and with that, I got quite a few interviews, and out of all that, I personally rotated at this place, Hackensack, where I'm doing my transitioning program right now, and this was my first choice because this was amazing team. So this is a little bit about my journey so far. Yeah.
So thank you. So what were the challenges as an older YOG that you faced and visa seeking? So what were some of those challenges in your journey?
As we all know, first of all, whenever we, as a foreign medical graduates, whenever it comes to visa seeking, there is very restricted number of programs where we can apply. That's number one. And now, whenever they want to give us a program, let's say a program wants to assess you, want to take you, and especially if you're a old graduate, of course, they respect, they like your experience and everything. You have got a safe pair of hands. But the first question they would ask themselves, okay, this person may be more experienced than the attending who is coming to the program, but are they going to fit into the program? Are they going to be a right fit? For that, they would look at your personality. That's number one. So the best way to do it is to come as an in-person rotation, where they can see you, they can feel that, they can feel comfortable that, yes, this person can easily fit into my program. And when there is a gap, like when they look at your application, they see that, wow, this person has got a lot of experience. Is he going to listen to us? Because main thing is this person trainable, right? So that thing, the program cannot assess you just from your application. So they need to see you. Like, let's say you did in-person rotation with an attending, they can see that you're very flexible, you're open to new things or new changes. That's the one thing. So these are the things, challenges, I mean to say, these are the things very, very important for the program to feel comfortable to give you, to take you into the program, especially foreign, like they don't know exactly what we practice back home. They want to see that we are bringing the right knowledge, right skill into the program. They don't want any risky residents. So the best way to give them is to do in-person rotation and show them that who you are as a person, that you're, very easy to mingle with the residents, be in the one team. That's one thing. And also you're open to learning. And also they can see that you've got a very good personality, that, you can make the team better. So these are the opportunities where, and also these are the same challenges, what you asked, like, what are the challenges? We cannot provide these to the program just by our application. And this is what exactly they are looking for. This is where the gap I found. And in terms of research, when it comes to research, few things we are telling indirectly to the program, that I am up to date. That means I am practicing the current medicine. I know what's going on in GI. I know what's going on respiratory, upper. When we do a research and publish it, that means program will feel really good about you. That means you are keeping with the new guidelines, number one. And also all good programs, they want to publish papers. And if I want to apply for a very good university program or a very reputable programs, they want candidates who are good in research, because they want to have a bunch of people who can work together and publish the papers. So that is how research would help in the application. That's what helped me as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for this extensive description of your journey and how the rotations and research help you along with our platinum plan. So thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Weissman, who just joined us. He's the Director of Clinical Research at Hackensack Palisades. So welcome, Dr. Weissman.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure to be here. Good to see you, Puan.
So as we were talking with Dr. Paranjyoti, a lot of students who are now going to apply for the next year, they always have similar questions. What type of research is useful for my ERAS CV? So maybe you can talk a bit about that, and then we get into the type of publications and all that.
Sure. Absolutely. First, I wanted to thank Paranjyoti for being here. He's currently a resident with us in the program, and he's in between his didactics, and he's trying to get back to the hospital soon. So his time is valuable, and I appreciate it. And he was an example of someone who really benefited from having a great publication, and all the interviews were asking about that for him. And when it comes down to what kind of research, they want to see you are involved with at least one or maybe two projects minimum, whether it be an abstract, and we'll talk more detail over the next couple of minutes regarding case reports, retrospective studies, meta-analysis, systematic reviews, but they want to see you involved in a project as a team. You have a clinical hypothesis that you're trying to answer. You design, you help part of the team work on a paper, and you submit it for publication. Hopefully it gets accepted or published within the time frame. But if not, it's something that's on your ERAS CV. And this is the most important thing, because it shows them two things. And Pran touched on at least one of those two things, which is it shows them you are on a certain knowledge level if you're able to do academic research. And the other thing it shows them is you work well on a team. You're able to focus and what on a WhatsApp group, you're able to meet the Zoom meetings and work on a paper, on a project. And that goes a long way, and showing them your interest in clinical medicine and your interest in scholarly academic activity. Two of the very big things that the programs want to see. Yeah.
Okay. So now, if our students could know what are the various types of publications and say case reports, manuscripts, and what are these differences?
Yeah. So this is a question we get a lot, and it pays just to kind of go through it once and make sure we're all familiar with what they are. So there's different tiers in research. All research is good, okay? Even if it's not necessarily in the field you're applying for, although I think you should have at least something, like if you're doing pediatrics, you should have some paper about, adolescent pediatric medicine, something. But if you did it in adult medicine, it's okay. But at least it should be one in the field. Okay. Now there's different tiers of research. So the best type of research is a manuscript, a full manuscript, which means either a prospective study, a study going ahead, retrospective study looking backward, some sort of meta-analysis, you're putting papers together, systematic review. These are all original articles. We call them original research articles, full manuscripts. That's the gold standard, right? That's the gold standard. After that would come something like a literature review or a case report of interesting patient we saw in the hospital that had a novel, disease presentation, or, had a novel teaching point, a clinical message from the patient, and you write it up as a case report. That's great. Journals like it, but it's obviously under the tier of a full manuscript. And then under that is an abstract, which is a poster presentation at a conference. All the different societies like the ACG, the AGA, the gastro societies, and the clinical oncology. They have different every society has at least 2, 3, or 4 different societies annually, international conferences in different places of the world, and you present your project as an abstract, just a shortened version of it as a poster presentation, and it's also something that goes on your ERAS CV, something that you get to talk about, but it's lower under the case report.
Okay, so let me go to you, Paranjyoti, and when it came to, say, interviews, what type of questions came up about the research, or what are programs trying to know from you as an applicant?
Yes. For me, for example, it's a good time to show current knowledge or depth of knowledge. Let me put it like that. And during the interview, they like to know what you did. Whenever we write in the application, they simply ask one open question. Oh, I see that you did research. Can you tell me a bit more about that? So, I mean, in my part, I can say that, I'm interested in this field, and I also like to do research, and I like to learn. And that was the best part of the interview, where I can actually show my depth of knowledge on a topic and impress the program director. And also, that's the best way to show your seriousness, how much you are involved in your academics, how serious you are. Actually, it's a projecting the personality itself. At the same time, showing you're so focused, so dedicated, because I can say, as a USMLE applicant, we finish our USMLEs, score everything is done. We did our research, and I think this is the area we can still work on and make it stronger and stronger. That's what I realized. That means there is no end to it. Let's say if I have 10 publications, I will be a stronger candidate than a candidate sitting next to me who had only 1 or 0 publication. They would like to focus more on me. So that's how it also gives me confidence during the interview while I'm talking and presenting. So there are a lot of benefits. And also when I apply to programs, I see that there is increased number of invitations for the interview. This is how mainly it benefited me.
Thank you. So maybe Dr. Weissman, you can talk a bit about the research courses you are starting, and how does it work from an applicant perspective?
Yeah, sure. So what we do is we generally monthly we run the course. We either will run the full manuscript project, we might run a abstract or a case report, or sometimes all 3. This is called the triple plan, all 3, and all 3 don't have to happen in 1 month. You can do the full manuscript 1 month, and a month later do the case report. And what we do is we really try to teach an overview of research. We kind of go through different manuscript types, different research types. We teach a little bit about the different types of research. We show how to develop a clinical hypothesis, how to review the literature. We teach how to write. We spend a lot of energy on teaching how to write introductions and discussion sections according to how the guidelines and how they like it for the journals. And then we work on a project that our team's working on. And the goal is to submit it at the end of the month. We always submit it at the end of the month to the journal or to the conference. And, from then it takes however much time to get it published, sometimes a few weeks, sometimes a few months, depending on the month and the type of paper and how fast the journals respond. But it's always, always submitted so that it goes on your ERAS application in a timely fashion. And we communicate via WhatsApp. So we're in a tight-knit group. We post updates there. And then we also meet on Zoom every week to touch base and to teach.
Thank you. And maybe this is a good time, Aarti, to share the number of publications and the type of journals that Dr. Weissman.
I also have a screen I can share. Or Aarti, I can see what you have. If you want to share it on the screen, I can kind of just show. I think it'll help if everyone sees it. If not, I'll share my screen. I have it in a very tight place of all the different ones we publish. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just sharing.
So maybe in this screen share mode. So this basically shows that, we have done more than 32, or maybe the number has increased. So this is in the last year and a half. These are the abstracts, case reports, manuscripts that Dr. Weissman's team has produced, which is very, very prolific. And I think the next slide has some of the select journals that they've gone in. So it's very impressive. And Dr. Weissman, I wasn't sure if you wanted to add something. You said you also had things to share.
Yeah, sure. I'll share my screen. I have it I just want to show everybody how we keep track. So let me pull it up right here. I have it saved at all times on my screens. Right over here. Yes. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, of course. If you click on share screen, you should be able to.
Okay. So so you see how many tabs I have open at all times. So basically like this, let's say this is going back to March. So I keep track each month. Okay. The type of manuscript, type of publication. Here's manuscripts, here was abstracts, case reports. We go down every month. I keep track of exactly what we did. Here's the project name, health maintenance, data biologics, health-induced cholangiocarcinoma, racial variation in colectomy, and then we put the name of the journal and the status. So in red, I put published. So see, going back, every published, presented, published as an abstract, published, everything in red, published. And then as we get more recent, we kind of like ASCO conference, we present a poster. This was accepted, but not yet published because it takes time to get published after it's accepted. Published, presented. Here's under peer review. Under peer review, major revisions were made, then minor revisions were made. So kind of keeping everybody in the loop where we are with this paper. And you see that some are still waiting, some as we go to more recent months, as we go to a recent months, like, under peer review or presented or published, so I keep everybody updated with all different types of journals, World Journal of Oncology, Case Reports in Gastrology. This is the, we presented this at Case Reports in Endocrinology, Medical Sciences, different PubMed Index and impact factor journals in all different fields. We have a strong inclination toward gastroenterology and oncology. That's where we specialize, but really anything. Look, we published this in Current Clinical Pharmacology, a pharmacology journal, but it was about biologic therapy in UC. So really a very vast,
So this is great. Thank you. Let me ask you a last question because I know both of you are busy. And then my team and I will answer questions, as maybe we'll have some questions for you. So, if anyone has questions for Dr. Weissman and Dr. Paranjyoti, you can put in the chat now. And but Dr. Weissman, what is the timeline? Let's say someone joins for the January kind of group. What in terms of timeline till we submit for review and
Yeah, so we're starting. So our course is starting. We're going to be starting December 11th. Is that correct? It's going to start this Monday. I believe it's going to start this Monday.
This Monday.
This Monday. It's in a few days.
Yep. 11th.
A couple days. And what we do is we meet every week. So it'll start December 11th. It goes for about 4 or 5 weeks. So about a month. At the end of the month, within 3 days after the month, so within like 2 or 3 days, we submit it automatically every time. We submit it to the journal, to the conference. We finish the paper, we submit it, And then usually, about 2 to 3 weeks later, we hear back that it's under peer review. A couple more weeks later, either it's hopefully, they want some revisions, and then maybe 2 weeks later, we make the revisions, then hopefully gets accepted, or they're rejected and we send it to another journal. So, it really depends on the month and the time, but, so some people are asking about the time. So just so we know, we work on a WhatsApp group. So really you're working on your own pace at your own time. It's not like if you're on a different rotation or a different continent or different state, you could always make it. Our lectures are all recorded. We meet once a week, usually in the morning. But it's all recorded. So it's never an issue. That, and then we work on a WhatsApp group chat. We do the work. So you're really on your own time. So it's completely virtual. You don't need to be anywhere.
So I think I'm seeing one question. Thank you for that, which is, I'm a second year student. So when is the right time for me to start research?
Yeah. So the answer is it's always a good time, because it takes time, guys. Like if you, for example, I have some people who are applying September to ERAS, and then August they say, okay, I'm gonna start a paper in August and September. So guys, you start in August, you don't finish till September, right? The time it gets, you submit it to journal, the time you hear back, it takes a long time. It's better to start early. This way you could even develop a knack for it beforehand. You could do more on your own. So the earlier, the better. It takes time. You're much better off being well prepared than not. So the earlier, the better. I personally, when I was a first and second year medical school, I started doing research. So it's never too late. It's never too early.
Okay. Next question, maybe Paranjyoti, you can take it. Is it difficult to do research with work? Because I know you were working full-time in UK. Yeah. You were involved in research as well. So how difficult it is and how to manage it?
Yeah, first of all, the answer is no, it is not difficult. Because my own experience, I was working full-time in the UK as a general practitioner. It was comfortable for me to work at my own time. And that, first of all, the team was very supportive, Dr. Weissman's team. And whenever we were in the group chat, basically, whenever we join the research, any project, so we'll be put in a group. That means all the candidates who are working on it, they know exactly what's going on, what are the updates. Dr. Weissman is very active in updating us, and also we get a proper guidance, how to think, what to work on, what are our roles, where are we in the research. So it is all streamlined. And I would say, don't need to worry about that because of the pressure or work pressure or anything at all. From the research side, it is very comfortable. As we go along, we learn how to do things. And also we can always ask questions in the chat. Dr. Weissman replies, or we can help each other. So basically there is no pressure like what we have to do, but there is little task distributed among the candidates in that group where we submit our own part a little bit. And for that part, we don't need to spend quite a bit of time at all. Just minimum time is required to do that. And I can say that we can easily fit into our work schedule. So I think people who are working, they don't need to worry about it's going to affect their work. We can do it comfortably parallelly. Yes.
Okay. Dr. Weissman, maybe the next question is for you. I'm a beginner, so how difficult will it be to do a manuscript course?
Yeah, good question. So we get this a lot. Sometimes students feel intimidated. Oh, it's a full manuscript. How could I do it? I have no experience. So the answer is don't be. We really spoon feed. The way we expect is everyone is on the most basic level. That's how I start the course. I assume everyone knows nothing. And we kind of step by step, I tell you exactly what we need to do. And even if we don't do a great job, I show you where we corrected. I show you how we can improve on it. And we have a lot of help, amongst each other. And I obviously look over everything and I edit it. So even if it needs a more thorough edit after we do the work, I'll do that. So it's really, don't feel intimidated. There's no such thing as beginning. I've even had some high school students who I've been able to take through this course with no problem. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Dr. Weissman and Dr. Paranjyoti. I know you are very busy. So thank you for that. But let me take one last question, which I'm seeing, and then, I'll be around for other questions. So the question is, I'm in medical school. Should I be involved in research program now? Is it worth it?
Yeah, so I think now's a good time because once you get out, you'll be more busy. And also you want to start now so that it's not like they're going to say, oh, you published this paper. Oh, it was 2 years ago. No, it's once you publish it, once you submit it to a journal, it gets accepted or published. It's money in the bank. It's yours. It's your name on it. You could always talk about it on residency interviews, on interviewing for even rotations. You can talk about it in your rotations. Your attendings will think more of you. Residency, fellowship, even for a medical job after residency. It's very helpful. So it's really your claim to fame in the academia world, in the world of academia. So it's always the right time.
Okay, maybe one last question. What about data? Will your research projects, do we have to gather data, or will you be doing?
Yeah, so we never have the students gather the data. We usually have residents or myself because there's like HIPAA issues and stuff, and it's much easier and the only way we can really do this course in a few weeks is if we work hard on the data ourselves, get the data, because that's just busy work. We do the busy work. I want you guys to do the things that are teaching, that you learn from.
Well, thank you very much, both of you, Dr. Weissman, Dr. Paranjyoti. I appreciate your time. You're very busy. So thank you for that. And we'll be in touch. And if there are any other questions, we'll pass them over to you.
Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
And guys, I'm around and my team is around. If you have other questions, we are happy to answer. They have to go, Dr. Weissman and Dr. Paranjyoti, but I'm around.
Take care, guys. Thanks again.
Thank you. Let me take other questions. So the other question I see is how many papers are going to be published after paying? So there are 3 plans. I mean, you could do individual manuscript, case report, abstract, or you could do all 3. So it depends on what your profile is. If you have low scores or if you're an older YOG, like Paranjyoti, he had an older YOG, he went for a combo for all 3. So that's that. And maybe Aarti, you can also show the video of the other student, Blanca, who was a similar profile to Paranjyoti.
Yes.
So, we do have a lot of other such students, older YOGs, who did research and math. So Swati, maybe you can do it.
So this is where I found Sarti. And I look up the recommendation. I read very good recommendations. So I decided to reach out to them. And they did a profile review for me, and they gave me recommendations. So my main issue was at that point that I was needed fresh rotations, fresh letters of recommendations, and research to compensate my relatively older year of graduation and also my lower scores. So they offered me a program which called currently a Hackensack rotation, which composed, this is a 6 months rotations. It's composed of 1 telerotation, 2 research project, online research project, and 3 on-site rotations. So it was perfect for my schedule because I was able to do the telerotations and 2 research projects from Germany. And when I did the rotations, they offered the rotations in the New York, New Jersey area. So it was very easy for me from Germany to go basically from working on Friday to jump on a plane on Saturday and go to the United States and start my rotation on a Monday. So it was very, very convenient for me, and they offered me a great letters of recommendation. And no wonder I managed this deal.
Thank you, Swati. Let me take other questions. So Blanca also was part of the similar kind of plan. She took our match plan. She did rotations and research, so combo. Now the question is, does it matter for my ERAS application if I'm the first author or second or third and so on? So I would say it doesn't really matter. Of course, first author means you're leading the study, which is not easy if you want publish in an impactful journal. But yes, of course, you can do it. Otherwise, it should not matter. So any sequence should be okay. And of course, first author, if you're leading, you're gathering data and all that, that's always a good idea. Kirti is asking that if I've paid for clinical rotations, I want to apply for research. So do you have to pay separately? So yes, the answer is, rotations are separate, research is separate. There are combo plans, but if you want to join research, it's a separate plan. So up to how many years are rotations valid? So rotations are valid till you want. I mean, the ERAS CV allows you 10 experiences. So generally students do 3 or 4 recent rotations, but sometimes, previous rotations can always come on the CV. So it's generally within 2 years are considered fresh. So if you are within 2 years of applying, do electives. I think that is the one recommendation we have. If you are in MBBS, always look to do electives because they have more impact as opposed to after graduation. So if you try to do elective, that'll be good. Okay, the other big announcement that we wanted to make was starting December or starting January, actually, we are going to be offering free rotations. So limited rotations will be available for free. You'll have to apply for it. And then we are working with a lot of physicians in New York, Chicago, New Jersey area to help the IMGs. These rotations are completely free. And you will be able to apply starting Monday. So if you are interested, keep an eye out, subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on Instagram because you will be able to access free rotations starting next week. So there'll be rotations that we publish every week. That'll be available for free. You have to apply for them and then we'll select someone based on the profile and all that. There'll be some terms and conditions, but you will be able to probably apply for these free rotations. How much is the application fee for the research program? There is no application fee for the research program. The application fee is for rotations. So the research program has, complete fee altogether. Will there be any research project in January with Dr. Weissman? And the answer is yes. Our website should be updated with topic for each month, and especially I think it is updated for December and January. So free telerotation, I don't know if we will have a free telerotation. We will try. We possibly could get a free telerotation, but at this point, what we have is a series of on-site rotations starting January that you can look at. But we'll try to get free telerotations as well. So like I said, Swati has just posted our Instagram handle. So if you subscribe to that, follow us there. Also on YouTube, you'll get weekly updates because we are trying to help as many IMGs as possible. So some of the offers are going to be completely free. And by the way, the research course also has discounts. I think there is a 10% discount on Dr. Weissman's research course. So Swati, is that 10% discount on research?
Yes, it's a 10% discount starting 11 December.
So
Abstract
if there
is
is a discount code, maybe you can put them here.
Yes.
Those who are interested, so there will be a lot of discounted research and free rotations that those of you interested can do. If there are other questions, let us know. We are here.
So we have one more announcement. So we are running many offers on match plans including rotation and research. If you want to avail those offers, just keep an eye on our Instagram channel and on other social media channels as well. So lots of discounts are there. Just go and check and avail those.
Okay. And Aarti has just posted a discount code for research. This is valid for December, I think, right? So this is the December research course.
This is, yeah, December research course. Yes.
Okay. So
Offer
for
is
those
up
of you,
to December.
yep. So those who may be interested in December, this is the code for any course with Dr. Weissman. With that, I think that was the end of any questions. So thank you all. We will be doing more webinars to help out. So just keep you posted. It'll be posted on our website, also other webinars. If you have any questions, there will be, I'm keeping it open so that you can grab the links. So for a couple of more minutes, if you want to grab the links, but if there are any other questions, let us know and we'll be happy to help you.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.